at this point. Okay, so he's done everything he's supposed to do. This is Lee Jansen. I don't have much volume on this, I'm sorry. What he's done is he's taking a drop from this red lateral hazard. That was the nearest point that he could come up with that he could play from. You know, he might find something on the other side of the world, but that's what he wanted to do, and he was allowed to do that. Why was the official back there catching the ball? Because once it crossed into the hazard, it was a redrop, right? It was automatic. The thing that bothers me a lot is that now Lee has that ball in play. And that ball is in play, and he walks away, and it rolls back into the hazard. Is there any redrop or any relief? There's not. Now he's got to go through the same process, or he goes down and tries to hit it out of the lake. Okay, so have a club ready if you're going to get that close in that kind of situation. Loose impediments, Rule 23. Yeah, we've already talked about what they can be. And they're now in a hazard. We're not going to be able to move them, are we? Rule 13 said we couldn't do that. So what do we have to do? Play a really good shot. And say, 4. Everybody, 4. Here we go. Now, you talk about a rule change. This one kind of stuck in everybody's craw for a little bit, but they understand why. Used to be, I love that phrase, used to be, within a club length of the ball. If you moved a loose impediment and the ball moved, you were penalized. Okay? Now it says ball lies anywhere other than on the putting green, and the removal of the loose impediment causes the ball to move, you're penalized. So this may be a foot. He could be up here 10 feet, pick up something that he doesn't have a clue what it is. Well, it actually has a little fissure that goes under all these pine needles, and when he moved it, the ball fell over. He's made that ball move by his actions. So good or bad, that's the way it is. Nope, yeah, there it went. It moved, I told you. I told you it moved. Obstructions. Allow ball, huh? An obstruction, let's just say that it's the opposite of what the loose impediment is. It's not natural, it's man-made. So we have all these man-made objects, artificial, whether you can move them out of the way or not. Anytime your ball is in play and you come upon a movable obstruction anywhere on the golf course, in the hazard, in a bunker, on the green, anywhere, you can move those obstructions, those movable obstructions. If the ball moves, put it back. It's all free. It's all free. Now, immovable obstruction is pretty tough. Yeah. But we have a boundary which is not an obstruction. Okay? Anything that defines you're out of bounds, whether it's nice elaborate fencing or if it's just stakes, those are not obstructions and they cannot be moved or take relief from, okay, under this rule. Yeah, there's a obstruction. We're going to move it out of the bunker. If the ball moves, we put it back.
7 yards on El Cabrera. Looking at this with a rather quizzical look. Oh.
He says, talk about getting in the basket. Wow. All right. It's going to be a tough shot? Think so? What are we going to do?
He's dropped 3 shots in 2 holes, and Cabrera getting up close and personal with his tee shot.
Okay, now he doesn't speak English, so let's get all of this correct before we do anything. The official's there. She says, here's what we're going to do. She says, caddy, come here. Don't let him do this until we get it right. And he does. He finds the fact that he had to drop it meant that the ball didn't have a place on the golf course. Okay, it was in or on an obstruction. So if it had been touching the ground and we moved something, then it went back to the ground in placing. But now we had to drop it. If that had been in a trash can that was full, and he says, I'm not going in after it, we would allow that. It's just going to be a ball lost in obstruction. There's no penalty. He gets another ball out of his bag, and he drops it just like he did before.